So you want to get started using centers in your music lessons? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to get started really simply. Some people have the misconception that you're going to have to make a lot of stuff. You're going to have to download things from Teachers Pay Teachers or make all kinds of stuff from your brain that you don't even know how to do. Guess what? You don't have to do that. You have things in your classroom that you can use with centers right now. Yeah, I'm serious, right now. So let's think about it. Do you teach recorder in your classroom? Yes, you probably do if you're a teacher in North America. Most of us use some sort of recorder in our classroom. Could be a song flute, could be a recorder, lots of different things. That can be a center. One very simple way of setting up centers is to have kids just practice whatever song it is that you want them to practice in a center situation. Now that could be one of the centers in your room, or it could be two. One way to do centers is a whole big rotation. You could also do like 3 on one side of the room and 3 on the other side of the room. So this center over here could be recorders and that center over there could be recorders. They're not too close together. You could also do that with ukuleles. You could also do that with mini keyboards if you have little mini keyboards. You could also do that with ORF instruments. So if you're learning different ORF parts, I've done this in centers before where I want them to practice each of the different ORF parts for a particular song. So I set up a station of xylophones, and then I set up a station of metallophones, and then I set up a station of glockenspiels. And each of those stations, they have to practice whatever the pattern is that they're going to be playing on that particular piece. That way, the next day that I see them, we get together and everybody knows all the parts. They've already worked it out. They've already practiced it. We're ready to roll. That's a really fun way of doing it. They're like, I'm playing actual music here. Gets them all excited. I've seen a lot of pictures online of people setting up their classrooms, and a lot of those classrooms have a staff rug, have those fancy rugs. You know, I think it's Wenger or somebody that puts them out with the music staff in the middle. If you have either bean bags or some sort of small stuffed animals, like a lot of people have like a basket of stuffed animals they use for passing games and that sort of thing, you can use that as a center. You've already got all of those things in your classroom. That's a center. So the middle of your room, wherever you have your rug, that could be a center where kids practice the lines and spaces. Maybe you're just introducing the staff and you're saying there's lines and there's spaces. So you just toss your beanbag or little stuffy and land on a line or land on a space. That's a very simple game. And then as they get to know the lines and spaces, which number are you on? Which is it, line 1, line 5, line 4, line 3, space 2? You get to do which numbers. And then later you get to actually identify the notes of those different lines or spaces. So a little more advanced way is to take the letters of the musical alphabet and create words. Either you can have the kids create those words, or there's lists that you can find online with those words that are made just of the letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's some 3-letter ones, 4-letter ones, and some more advanced ones. My kids like playing a guessing game with each other, where one person will put out bean bags to spell a word. It also teaches them to space out their notes. That's a good thing to know. And then the other person has to guess what the word is. If you're a music teacher who's been a music teacher for a while, you probably have some kind of flashcards. Because guess what? We're music teachers and we have some kind of flashcards. They could be melody flashcards, they could be rhythm flashcards. But the rhythm flashcards, you can give kids a basket of instruments. You could have them practice those rhythms. You could have them guess a rhythm. If someone says it or plays it, the other person has to guess it, or they have to find the card that matches that. There's lots and lots of different games that you can do just with a basket of instruments and a stack of flashcards. If you are a singing teacher, and hey, most of us are, you may have a singing center. One of my favorite ones is something I do with the littlest kids, and that's called Sing Me a Story. Older kids can get into it too, but the little kids really, really love it. Probably up till 2nd grade, definitely, but maybe even 3rd grade. So what they do is they sing whatever they want about their life. So sometimes you need to give them a prompt like, today you're going to sing what you had for breakfast. And then someone would just sing, I got up this morning and went downstairs. My mom set out a bowl and a spoon so I could have my cereal. And then I ate it. Could be all they sing. Because you know kids, they sing up crazy stuff. It's a fun activity. It's very creative. My kids love it. I always have them give each other a thumbs up or give a little clap to give them a little feedback about whether they use their singing voice or not, because that's still an issue. Some say, they think that, yeah, anyway, they can't always find their singing voice. So can they find their singing voice? That's what it's all about. So it's kind of fun. So the final thing I'm going to talk about is worksheets. Maybe that was the first thing you thought. And a lot of us have worksheets that we have the whole class do at one time, which is certainly a way to do it. But how about if you mix that in so that it's not like, we're doing a worksheet. It's just a quick activity that they're going to do. So worksheets could be anything. It could be note reading. It could be note recognition. It could be time signatures. It could be just about anything. It could be coloring. Coloring is a good worksheet too. So that center, along with all the rest of them that we've just talked about, could be a whole set of centers. So let's say, for example, that you have some Orff instruments over here and you've got some rhythms over there that you're going to work on. And then you've got a worksheet over here and you've got a singing station over there. That could be enough for you to actually get going with your centers. So you don't have to have a ton of stuff. You probably already have the things that you need. The whole idea of centers is to have kids work in small groups collaboratively to practice skills and learn new skills so that they can become better musicians and better people. Imagine that. They spend a lot of time on their devices and they don't necessarily know how to talk to each other. So one of the real advantages of using centers in your lessons is you're teaching the children how to work together, how to talk together. This is the way of the world. This is definitely a 21st century skill. Some of us call it a portrait of graduate skill. And that is something that's really, really important. So you're mixing learning music and you're adding in that personal, interpersonal part of it. And what a great day for your kids. As always, remember to subscribe so you get the latest videos as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching.